Hi everybody! So for today's craft, I thought we could go camping. I personally love camping. Camping is so fun. You get to be outdoors. You see such beautiful things in nature. Maybe sometimes you even see some animals. Maybe you go camping near a lake. Maybe you go camping just in the forest. There's so many different areas to camp and so many different things you can see. So I thought it'd be fun to make a campsite craft. What you'll need for this activity is some glue, a pair of scissors. You can use a marker, of course, to write your name. But I have a lot of construction paper as well. I thought though it'd be kind of fun what would be fun to add to this craft is if you have a picture of yourself that you can make and you can put yourself inside of the tent to make it look like you're camping. And if you want to add pictures of any family members or friends, you can do that too. I think it would be kind of fun to be able to include them in your craft. All right, so let's do it. What's the first thing we always do? Good, write your name and then flip it on over. Perfect. So when we go camping, a lot of the times we go camping outdoors in nature. So what I am including in this craft is, of course, what do we sleep in? Our tent, right? Good, because that way, with outdoor camping, there does come a lot of bugs and stuff, so sometimes it helps to sleep in the tent, right? And then I thought we could add a nice little tree. And then it'll be nighttime in our picture. And actually, I have a little bit of felt that I'm going to turn into a fire pit. Because sometimes when you're camping and it's really cold, a way to keep your body warm, since you're not indoors, is make a fire. All right, so let's get to it. The first thing we're gonna do is start cutting out our paper, all right? So let's go ahead and get cutting let's start with our moon. I'm gonna start with the moon. And if you have some stars you wanna include on it, go for it. I think it's a fun way to add to the night sky too. And if you have a white pen or white pencil, you can draw your stars on your own, because if you're using black construction paper, it's kind of hard to see different colors unless you're using that bright white. But here we go. I've got our moon. And then I'm going to cut out my tree next. Now, since there's some edges, I want to take my time, right? Remember, no rush, no worries. Now, do you see how right here I cut to the edge? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to rotate it out. And I'm going to cut. Then rotate again. In. And see how I'm taking my time cutting? Because if you rush it, a lot of the times you'll rush cutting, and then you might make a mistake, right? So just take your time. It helps you also when you take your time to make sure you're cutting precisely, as well as practicing your fine motor skills and help you with your coordination, like so. Now, I also have I have three. I have three rectangles. Now, one of these rectangles is shorter and wider than the other two. This is going to be for your tree, to make it the tree's, the bottom of the tree, all right? The trunk of the tree. And for these two, this is going to be for your fire pit, all right? So let's go ahead and start cutting out our tent. So I'm going to follow my triangles, go up, and over, down. Perfect. So now we have our tent. And then of course, make sure you scrap all your recycle all your scraps. I got it all mixed up. So please recycle all your scraps. Take care of our planet. Perfect. Okay, now let's get to creating. So I think for myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my moon. I'm going to put a few drops, nothing too wild, right? We don't want to waste our glue. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, a few drops. I'm going to put it in the top right corner of my paper. And it looks just like this. All right, I put it on the top right corner of my paper today. You're welcome to put it wherever you want. No worries. And then I'm going to put my tent a little bit it's not necessarily in the center of my paper, but it's a little bit to the left. So what I'm going to do is, you see how I cut a line through the middle of this tent? And then I took these and I folded them upward. So it makes it look like it can open and shut, right? Because when you have a tent, there's a zipper and you can open and close the zipper. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue, I'm not gonna glue the doors open or shut, because if you put your picture in it, you can open and close it and you can see yourself camping in it. That would be kind of fun, right? So I'm gonna put it a little to the side and I'll give you a show. See? There you go. Now, I'm gonna take my tree. I'm gonna add the trunk to my tree by putting a little bit of glue and pressing. Now, I'm gonna add my tree to my picture. I'm thinking I'll probably put it to the side right here. I'll put it next to my, I'm gonna put it to the left of my tent. I'll show you what that looks like. See? And then on the right side of it, I'm going to add my little fireplace. Or excuse me, not fireplace. I'm going to add my little fire pit. So what I'm going to do first is glue my 2 logs. These are logs, right? And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back. And I'm going to put them kind of like an X. Like a really, really, really horizontal X, huh? Or if you want to put it this way and then just turn it horizontally. That works too. And then I'm going to put some glue like this. Now I'm going to place it on the bottom of my paper, like so. I'll give you a show. And then add some fire. Of course, if we're near a real fire pit, we do want to be safe, right? Awesome. And there we go. I love it. And then you can put your picture inside of the tent. Now, I actually have a gold marker. And what I'm going to do is draw some stars at the top of my campsite. And since it's metallic, it's going to show up like so. See? And you can practice making your stars too. You can go, let's see if I can help you guys with this. Ready? Kind of like you're going to make a letter A, right? You go down, down. But instead of going horizontally that way, I'm going to go up, over, and connect. And voila! We've got a star. And then you can fill it in too, right? You can use your marker to fill it in. And really lovely part about camping at night, especially when you're out in the woods, you can see such a beautiful night sky. It's so pretty, and the stars are so clear, and it's pretty sweet sight to see, I must say so myself. And there's all our stars. Perfect. And if you wanna, you can also make some s'mores. If you want to roast some marshmallows over your fire, maybe you can cut out, a piece of paper and then add a white rectangle to it, or write a white square, and you can make some marshmallows on a stick. That would be fun, actually. I'm gonna give that a try right now with you. And if you don't have the materials for this, that's a-okay. You can totally draw it or something too. So I cut out a little piece of brown, and I'm going to attach this probably like next to the fireplace, right? Like so. There's a lot of glue that I just put on there, so it's going to look a little bit white around it, but it will dry clear, right? Now, this is when it's fun. I love improvising. Improvising means like trying something different that you didn't necessarily plan. And, it's good to go with the flow and try new things, right? So what I'm going to do to make my marshmallow is I'm going to fold this little tiny piece of paper in half and make around edges. And now we have a teeny tiny marshmallow. Perfect. Now I'm going to attach this to the top of the stick. And here we are. Marshmallows. I love it. And then you can include your picture here, and maybe you want to have your family or your friends making some marshmallows, roasting some marshmallows on the fire. Add it to it. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Have a lot of fun with it. It's always nice to make crafts like this, and when you can include your picture, it makes it pretty special too. All right. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Try your best, but have fun with it. All right. I'll see you next time.